Hello, you guys. Welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about Venus retrograding. It's going to start its pre-shadow phase Friday, and I am filming this live Wednesday, January 22nd. And on the 28th is when the pre-shadow phase begins. Here are the dates for Venus retrograding. January 28th, we have the pre-shadow phase. It's going to start at 24 degrees. Then February 4th, Venus will enter Aries. Not retrograding yet, but the pre-shadow phase, okay? Then March 1st, it will officially start retrograding in the sign Aries at 10 degrees. March 15th, Mercury retro. Why do I have that? Mercury retrogrades in Aries. I will have to check the dates, you guys. These are my notes, and I just quickly brought this up. There's a conjunction. There's going to be Kazemi on the 22nd. On the 25th, it will enter 0 degrees. The 25th is a very important date. Mark your calendars for that, okay? And then it will enter Pisces. That will be 29 degrees. That is also an important date. And then on the 12th of April, it goes direct back on 24 degrees in Pisces, and it leaves the post-shadow retrograde phase on at when it hits 10 degrees, and that is May 15th is when we'll be out of that sticky icky ness. Now, okay, so the problem that I have on here, let me see where I have the mishap here. March 1st, actually here, March 1st, let me see. Let me take this off. We'll put this up, and let's see what we have here. March, let me change it to days, and we'll see when it what do I have the confusion here? March 15th. Oh, there's a conjunction, I think. March 15th. March 5th. Nothing happens March 5th. I wonder why I have that on there. Okay, anyway, we'll get it. Don't worry, I have my notes. I will break it down, okay? I do know the 25th is important, all that stuff. Okay, so let me just basically explain. Also, Mercury is involved here. Mercury will be retrograding while Venus is retrograding. So we got a lot going on, okay? So let me just tell you about the Venus in a pre-shadow phase, okay? So first of all, it's going to be at 24 degrees, once it starts on Friday on the 28th. Once it starts to go there, then oh my gosh, just understand that you may have some issues when it comes to Venus energy, okay? In the sign Pisces. And so if people are off when it comes to partying, the balance and your relationships, aesthetics, everyone just have some patience and understanding, okay? Venus will cover the degrees between 24 degrees of Pisces and 10 degrees Aries. So if you have any of the planets within that personal planets or big planets within those degrees, then just be aware that it will affect that part of the chart. It's going to be about 2 months in Pisces and about 3 months in Aries. Venus goes retrograde to provide opportunity for us to reflect and redo and not to react, and to practice patience, and to focus on healing, and to what we naturally attract. Be aware of how that is a natural gift for us, okay? Awareness to things that we naturally attract, and embrace being very authentic in your relationships and your self-worth and your finances and your partners and your relationships and creative projects, okay? It starts to bring those things to the forefront. Who will be affected by this mostly? All my Aries placements are Aries, Pisces placements, and Libra placements, okay? Because Venus rules Libra. Okay. Now, also, if you want to go more into it, the opposite, is Libra, and then who are the mutable signs also will be feeling this as well. And and our cardinal signs. So our mutable signs are Pisces, Gemini, Virgos, Sagittarius, and then all my cardinal signs are all my Cancers, Capricorns, Aries, and who else? Libras, which we've already discussed. Okay, so global predictions, just overall. okay, with Venus in its pre-shadow phase retrograding in Pisces. You're talking about your allies, the country's allies, relationships. On a larger scale, this illusion of love, okay, this disillusionment of things. Also, there could be some economic shifts happening here. A lot of social movements, because Venus is about the social aspect. So Aries is about, I want my independence and I'm going to fight and be self-assertive. And there could be some protests with that. Now, art and creativity, there's a reflection on that. So the fashion industry, all that. Even Pisces is dealing with compassion and healing. So charitable work, all that may be a little bit outbalanced when it comes to the world and the collective. Okay. Personally, relationships, people may be calling you from your past, or there could be imbalance in relationships, or maybe you're over dependent on the relationships, old flames, unresolved issues, past connections that may resurface. Current relationships may undergo some tests. Maybe, are you authentic? Are you trustworthy? Are we in the same alignment? Okay, do we have the same values? Yeah. Also boundaries, because Pisces represents boundaries. That might be misconstrued while Venus is retrograding in Pisces. A lot of healing with relationships could be an issue too. Or I just realized, hold up, let me plug up my laptop. I'm like, why can't I see it? It dims low. Hold up. Okay, healing. That's a big part with Pisces energy, a lot of healing. So the feelings and emotions, yeah, all that is involved too. Financial matters, okay, personally, the economy, globally, financially. Us, we could be over generous or spending too much money, very impulsive. Budgeting is going to be a huge factor with a lot of people with Venus and Pisces, or maybe you're just too giving, or you're maybe there's charity and it's a fake charity that could be happening. Yeah, or you're too compassionate and everyone's taking you and using you. Victim is a big part too of Pisces energy too. Fantasy over reality. Maybe you're looking at your partner as this beautiful person and they're really not beautiful. There's like a rose colored lens. That's what you get with Pisces energy. Also escapism and fantasy, ignoring reality, ignoring your real finances, or ignoring what's really happening with you in your life. That's all happening. Could be an issue too. For the collective, creative inspiration, creative blocks. Yeah, tacky creative energy. Maybe it's too emotional or too sensitive. Insensitive could be happening too. Communication challenges will be happening when we have this Venus retrograding, because we are going to be having Mercury enter the building too. So understand that you're talking about relationships and miscommunication, and a lot of gossip possibly as well. Emotional healing too. Compassionate movements, spiritual connections, boundary issues, issues with your intuition, not trusting your intuition, all that. Just know during any time there's a retrograde, you need to reflect, or redo or repeat, and practice patience. So you need to reflect on your relationships, reflect on your finances. Venus represents finances. Focus on self-love, mindful of your partnerships, be mindful of your boundaries, create boundaries, and revisit some creative projects. So I'm going to quickly talk about the themes of Venus, okay? Venus represents parties. It represents who we naturally attract, our love, our relationships, relationship styles, the qualities we seek in our partners. It's our love, it's our friendship. It's also our self-love, like how we value ourselves. It's beauty, it's aesthetics, it is the ruler of beauty, okay? Also the way you dress, the way you decorate, the space in the beautiful world you set around you, okay? Just for myself, I'm a Venus in Gemini, so each room in my place is a whole different energy. That is a Gemini aesthetic, okay? What I naturally am attracted to are people who are great communicators, avid readers, book lovers. And then far as like what I think is beautiful is I love going to a library. I just love a library, or I love a coffee shop that has because the library gets quiet and the Gemini energy likes to talk, right? But I also love a place where you can read a book and talk. So that is more like the aesthetic of a location of a place that I love. Just to break down how Venus is affecting the aesthetics, right? Now, also creativity and art. That is what Venus represents: artistic talent, creative projects. It governs music and art and design, any type of creative expression. Now, positive manifestation too, because it likes to connect you to people and socialize and what you naturally attract. Venus is in charge of all that, okay? Also, the pleasurement and what you enjoy. Oh my gosh, the spa treatments, the great food, this great perfume, good music, great company. All that is Venus. Venus is what we value. It's also our finances. Yeah, what else do we have here? Socializing, parties, I said that. Oh, harmony, having balance, because it's the Libra and you have those scales. Okay, so that's everything that Venus represents. Now let's talk about the themes of Pisces, right? Pisces is all about, okay, let me just say some negative things, right, about Venus. Venus is like too aesthetic, so like you're superficial, you're only about the look. Venus also is about partying and you're socializing too much. You care about what others think. That's probably what I just said earlier. Venus is also about the taste, the creativity. It could be like a creative block when Venus is on the shadow side. I'm trying to think what else Venus could represent. The shadow side. It hates conflict. Venus doesn't like conflict also too. And it values material possessions over the emotional and spiritual fulfillment. It overindulges. It just likes to be way too comfortable. So too many spa treatments. Let's just stay at the spa and spend money at the spa all the time. Okay, get lost in the music. Also, because you're dealing with love and relationships, Venus, and when it's in the shadow side, it's over dependent. It loves to have validation. It can't do anything without a partner. It can't just be on its own. Okay. So yeah, that is what you have for Venus in the upside, right? In a negative. Now, when you talk about Pisces, and we're going to talk about Pisces and we're going to talk about Aries, because Venus is going to be in Pisces when it's retrograding. It's going to be in Aries first when it's retrograding, and then it's going to come to Pisces. So we're going to talk about what does Pisces look like and what does Aries look like. So Pisces is a mutable sign. It's in water sign. So that basically means you're dealing with lakes, sea, ocean, any large body of water. Okay. Also, it's mutable, meaning that it changes. There will be constant changes. Nothing is going to stay the same. Now, this could be dealing with weather. This could be dealing with the element when you are socializing at a party. You could be at a beach party and there's chaos. Okay. We'll talk about the chaos, right? Because Pisces represents chaos. It represents secrets, the unknown, alcohol, drugs, escapism, crazy people, things that are hidden, things that are abstract, churches, any type of religion, drugs, limitations, lack, negativity, occult, photography, because we are dealing with art with Pisces as well. Pisces really likes to be in Venus. And I talked about Venus entering Pisces in a few videos before, and I explained the positive side of that. So you have that. Also, outcast is what Pisces represents: fish, fogs, and crimes. Okay, things that are secretive, things that are hidden. Is very compassionate. There's a lot of empathy. There's dreams. There's intuition. It represents sleeping as well. Spirituality, artists, creativity, and no boundaries. Okay. That is what Pisces represents. Now, Aries is a fire sign. So anytime you have planets in Aries, there could be fire involved, or things that are very heated or hot. Okay. Also, it's a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs mean that it likes to get things started. For example, if you have a Venus in Aries, not you, if Venus is in Aries and it's a cardinal sign and it's a fire sign, let's just say, oh my gosh, we just decided to quickly have this party. This party was very spontaneous. Okay, that's something that gets it started. Also, we decided to have it at a bonfire. Okay. And now that is that Venus and Aries kind of energy. There's a bonfire involved or a barbecue pit involved, something that deals with the fire element, and it's socializing. There's fun. Or it could be really hot and there's a party. That's very Venus and Aries. Okay. So you're talking about heat. When you're talking about Aries, you're talking about anything that's dealing with the head. Aries is the first. Oh, I didn't say this. Pisces is at the end. So it represents ending and death and feet. And Aries is complete opposite. It's starting anew, it's the beginning, and it represents the head and your brain. So anything dealing with your head, it also represents blood and red. So nosebleeds, anything sharp, weapons. It is the god of war. There's violence, there's disease. It could be dizziness. As well, leaderships and politics, because it is the first, it is the new, it is the leader, it's very bold. Also, political fanatics. Get ready for that when Venus is retrograding in Aries. Do not say I didn't warn you. Okay. Initiative, action and drive, independence, self-reliance, boldness, passion, childlike enthusiasm, direct and honesty, impatient impulsivity, competition, ambition, new beginnings, fresh starts. Yeah, very competitive, wants to be first, very impulsive, could be very aggressive, could be very impatient, very self-centered, because it's all about the I instead of the team. Okay. So, and Venus doesn't like to be in Aries. It is in detriment. It is like, why am I here? Because Venus is all about the collective, the partnership, and Aries is all about the self. Venus is about love. Aries is like, okay, I'm too busy to deal with love. We gotta move fast. And love is in a short realm. Okay. So while Venus is retrograding in Pisces, what does that look like? Okay. Regardless of the planets that it's going to hit, Venus retrograding in Pisces is all embracing. It's boundless. It's divine love. It's very sensitive. And now you are overwhelmed with emotions. There's illusions when it comes to love. You're having unrealistic expectations. You're revisiting some unresolved emotional issues or some old heartbreaks. There's escapism. There's avoidance. You're sacrificing yourself a lot. You're rekindling relationships that are not supposed to be meant to happen. You're spiritually not connected. You're giving. There's charity, but you're giving so much that you're not even willing. That you're not even realizing that it is an illusion, or there's lack of love. There's financial confusion, because Pisces represents confusion and fog. You could be disappointed with love. You could be revisiting toxic relationships. You could lose yourself in love. You could easily be exploited. Also, Pisces represents the victim. So you could always be the victim while Venus is retrograding in Pisces. You could be lost in a party. Like there could be a social event and there's confusion at a party. There's confusion at the event, or you are lost physically at the party. Now, also, Pisces represents endings and death. So there could be a death at a social gathering. It could be a party that needs to be ended abruptly. So it doesn't have to be just like someone dying, but it could just be like, we were partying and the police came and it just ended. Police will be more Aries, but just that the party had to end. You're dealing with sadness, you're dealing with gothic energy, mournful energy, difficulty setting boundaries, seductive, releasing past pain, over dependence on others, deceptive relationships, confusion, feelings, by drinking too much or indulging in anything that deals with addictive behaviors. Okay. Yeah, spiritual awakening could be happening while Venus is retrograding, not meaning that it's going to be all bad. There's a lot of lessons that are had while planets are retrograding. So financial, economic instability also could be happening while Venus is retrograding. Globally, you're talking about illusions in allies, like thinking that allies, they're your ally, but they really are not. They're really being deceitful. There could be scandals. There could be some unveilings happening. Pisces tendency is to blur boundaries, and so you have that retrograde, and so that could be exposing what is hidden, because Pisces is very hidden, and that will be probably in our allies. Also, Pisces represents the fogness. So economy could be not very clear. Um, and then what else do we have? I'm trying to think globally. The allies. Oh, maybe having allies who are very religious, or religious group of allies, and it's not in a great spiritual alignment. Okay. Now, when Venus retrogrades in Aries, again, Venus doesn't like to be in Aries, right? Venus isn't happy in Aries, where Aries is very impulsive and and very passionate and very fiery, and it values independent and freedom in relationships over oneness and harmony. And Venus is all about the harmony. So a lot of Venus in Aries, which is interesting. A lot of people who ask for love readings and they have problems, and I'm not saying that everyone who has a Venus in Aries has this issue, but there is a lot of issues when we have Mars in Aries and Venus in Aries. But because they are so infatuated with the love at first sight, they love the newness of love, very short-lived passions. They're demanding of love. They cannot give themselves up for love. That could be happening. Very self-centered, very impulsive when it comes to love. There's ego involved when it comes to love. Very spontaneous, very direct, incapable of developing some bonds, short-lived affairs. Venus governs finances. So when you have Aries in there, it's very impulsive when it comes to any financial decision. It just spends something on a whim or loses money on a whim. Could be also become very argumentative when it comes to love, reckless, and things could get messy as the truth is blurted. What else? Also, desires is an issue, and reassessing desires. Impatient and frustrated, relationship conflicts. Aries is not scared of the confrontations here. Impulsive decisions, revisiting painful memories. Get ready for the economy having some issues. If especially if the chart in your country has Aries, Venus in Aries, or connection to that. Feminism. I forgot to say that Venus represents female energy. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So feminine individual right protests could be happening. Resurfacing some scandals. Venus retrograde often uncovers any hidden issues in the themes of Aries. So your personal power, independence, our financial mismanagement. Okay. Artistic revivals. People could be overly passionate in the name of art, okay, in the name of creativity, or in the name of fashion. Okay, remember to reflect, don't react, focus on self-discovery, set some boundaries, avoid major financial decisions, embrace any closure. Now historically, when we have Venus retrograding in Aries and Pisces, last time we had that was 2017. That is when Trump first won presidency too, and now it has come back. That is not a coincidence. Okay. So let me see what we have. What we have here, March 4th to March 15th, Venus retrograded from 13 degrees in Aries to 26 degrees in Pisces. Let me see. So it's like the 24 and 10. Trump's inauguration happened, okay, in January 2017. This is so interesting. And during his presidency, that first year, we had the Me Too movement. And that is when Venus was in Aries, okay? And the stock market also faced some ups and downs because Venus could represent our finances, and you had that, and they were saying, I think, due to Trump. Snapchat also created something. It released something. Snapchat represents photography. So you have that Venus. Things could be created, and maybe it's a mess up and it'll get better while the Venus is in Pisces. An increase in escapism and entertainment, like fantasy themed TV shows and movies and games. A lot of bold moves in loves and finances and social causes. People began questioning authority figures or social norms during 2018, during that retrograde. So that is what we have historically. Let me pull up the dates here. Okay, let me see. Should be the real dates here. Okay, so January 28th, this Friday, is when it will be in a pre-shadow retrograde phase. So any of the things that I've just discussed earlier in this video, if you're having problems with them, if you're like, oh my gosh, and it'll be more the Venus Pisces, and then it will go into Aries. Okay, so if any of those themes that I discussed, you're feeling too overwhelmed in a relationship, people are too dependent, or you are sensitive in some sort, that is that retrograde shadow phase happening. Okay, 24 degrees is a Pisces degree, so it's dealing with something that is either sleeping or ending, or confusion, or drugs or alcohol, unconscious, emotional, your feet, something in the shadow, something that's unclear. Okay, so that's what you have that same day. Actually, let me pull up the chart here, and let me go now. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so that same day. Oh, actually, too, I forgot to say, you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, do all of your due diligence. Sometimes I just move too fast and I just get to going with astrology. But please help me out if you would like put a purple heart emoji or pink. I have on pink. Some type of pink emoji, or just comment. That will help me out a lot. Okay, share this video. Also, if you want to listen to this via podcast, I do have a podcast, so go ahead and listen to that. Now, I did in my community group broke down the inauguration and broke down the inauguration chart to also talk about how Trump is going to be for the next 4 years. Also talk about the inauguration itself. That will be released to you guys later, but currently it's in my group. So if you want to join my group, that will really help me out. Okay. So the group is only $4.99 a month. Yeah. Also, if you want a free reading, click the link down below. Also, if you want to learn how to read tarot, that's down below too. Okay, so back to this chart here, and we're going on the 28th. So on the 28th here, we also have a Pisces stallion here. We have an Aquarius stallion here. So the Aquarius is also the same day that Venus is retrograding and the pre-shadow phase. There could be some type of rebellion or some investigation, something with social media or an announcement, intense transformation, or dealing with people or the home. All this could be happening that day. Now on the 31st, and I do weekly readings, so I will be discussing this again weekly. Venus is going to conjunct Neptune. Now, I want you to understand that anytime we have retrogrades, these things are going to be repeated, okay? Now, Venus retrograde cycle is pretty special because it coincides with the huge event of Neptune entering Aries for the first time in 165 years. And this is at 27 degrees. This particular conjunction, but this conjunction, when it hits Aries, is really big, you guys, because this like rarely happens. So yay, we're so excited. Anyway, but 27 degrees is a communicative degree. It's a Gemini degree, so it's something dealing with communication, gadgets, something dealing with telephones, or text or social media, self-expression, anything dealing with books or siblings or your neighborhood or day-to-day travel. It's also going to be opposing this south node here and conjunct the north node. And when you have it opposing your south node, it's something that you need to release, and it can't see eye to eye. There's no balance on releasing things of you trying to be perfect. And also there's this strong energy with you, with your personal alignment or what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime in regards to spirituality or compassion. Okay. Yeah, so key themes of any of this conjunction. Neptune in Pisces, it governs, is a double dosage of Pisces, because Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So there's this strong feeling of illusions, deceptions, conspiracy theories, spirituality, right? And now you have it met with Venus, which is pre-shadow phase retrograding. So there's illusions in love. And this is something involving what you're supposed to do in this lifetime, or there's a strong emphasis on compassion and charity. Okay, maybe you're dependable, maybe you're vulnerable, maybe there's confusion, maybe there's deception, or maybe it's very sweet, maybe there's love and there's sensitivity, or there's something enduring, or maybe there's some type of spiritual healing that's meant to happen for you to be creative or artistic. Yeah, or maybe you're inspired creatively. Okay, now because it's opposing this north south node here, no, this because it's opposing this south node, I just got confused here. There's something that you're not releasing, and there's something that maybe you are releasing, and it's not bringing a balance to your life. Okay, now on February 1st, which is my daughter's birthday, Venus in Pisces is going to conjunct the North Node. And so we have this karmic energy getting stronger, karmic relationships, right? These two things are now at 28 degrees, and that's in 28 Gemini. Now we are dealing with Cancer. It's something dealing with the home, but there's something with a karmic relationships or spiritual love, or letting go of perfectionism, or creating a spiritual alignment, or maybe you're being very charitable. There's service of the heart, and it's something dealing with your homeland or your past or your roots. Okay, there's relationship shifts, creative inspiration, emotional healing, and a spiritual awakening. Now we have on February 3rd, we have Venus going at 29 degrees. Okay, this is very important. We're going to get this again, but I want you to understand that 29 degrees is a very potent degree. There's an urgency, there's a rush. 15, 29, and 0. Very important, okay? 29 is like all of a sudden I got to hurry up and get all my Pisces energy when it comes to Venus and hurry up because we're about to close. It's going to get worse when it gets to Venus, but see what happens on this day. And remember that this could be in a misalignment when it comes back, okay? So check out February 3rd, but on February 3rd, it's Venus exiting exiting Pisces and then moving into Aries, okay? Very potent degree, very strong degree, okay? So this is at its pure form, okay? So everything that I discussed about Venus and Aries, you're going to get it strong. So really thinking about the self, I don't need you. I don't need a man. I could do it on my own, okay? Being very bold or fierce or wearing the bold and fierce clothing and really thinking about the self and loving thyself, okay? That is what you get for this energy here. Yeah, are really attracting money in a very bold way. Now, here we go. Let's see. We move all the way until we won't get into all the nooks and crannies of this. So now officially, when it retrogrades, it hits 10 degrees. Bam. It retrogrades March 1st, March 2nd. It fully retrogrades and it's at 10 degrees in Aries, okay? Venus retrograding station retrograde March 1st, okay? 10 degrees. 10 degrees is in Capricorn degree. So you're talking about taking control. You're talking about public attention, coldness, fear, depression, being very rational, ambitions, father, time, yeah, things that are very old, a tradition, all that comes into play now that when it's talking about yourself and boldness and partying, okay? Now on this same day, we have the stallion here in Pisces. So know that there's a lot of endings and closing up that needs to hurry up, okay? Yeah, also too, the Saturn Neptune conjunction enters at 8 degrees. The Saturn Neptune conjunction is happening and it's with an 8-degree orb, okay? This is a big deal too. This is getting closer and we'll get into that a little bit later. That's a whole different video, but all this is happening the day that Venus is retrograding in Aries, okay? So we have this stallion, it's getting closer, and this is about really putting reality dreams into reality, or this could be about being lost in a sauce when it comes to serious energy, okay? There's more to that stallion, but we'll get into that a little bit later. That's more March 3rd, and I get into that weekly, but I'll try to prep that before. Now on March 10th here, the next important date, on March 10th, we have this conjunction here, and it's at 8 degrees. That's more of a Scorpio degree. Let me see. There we go. It's more a Scorpio degree, and that is about like some secrets here. Okay, maybe it could represent transformation, a death, wealth, fertility, secrets, insurance, sex, and jealousy. That is going to be the thing, but also it's in Aries, and it's there. Are they both retrograding? This retrogrades at it's in a pre-shadow phase retrograde. So there's discussions, there's an announcement of some sort, but there's type of discussions or something with travel within a relationship that's happening here. Okay. There's clarity, confusion in the matters of love and communications, conversations. There may be some revisiting of a relationship. Maybe someone from the past is going to call. Emotions and ego is going to be clashing that day. Okay, now on the 15th of March, we have Mercury is when it goes, this is when it goes stations retrograde in Aries. It happens at 5 degrees. No, it doesn't. Why do I have that in my notes? Sometimes I move so fast. When it, let me see when it, the right degree. Mercury, previous, what is this, the 15th? It happens at 9 degrees. 9 degrees is a Sagittarius degree. So something that's very published on stage, worldly, things that are very out of the box, and it's very fiery. Okay. Sagittarius degree is also like higher education. Your philosophies and your beliefs could be religious of some sort, but it's very something new, something that's starting that is connected here. It is still sitting close there. So be aware of that. Conflicts and arguments, big time. Okay. Could be happening, and that is March 14th. I should have just did it by the, I'm changing the chart here, March 15th. And then what else do we have here? Hold up, wait a minute, this is annoying. Okay, looking at my notes. March 15th. Do they conjunct again? No. The next thing we have on here, let me see. On the 21st of March, Venus is going to sextile Pluto. This is pretty good. This is actually positive. You know, we have the retrogrades. Anytime a planet is retrograding and we still have a trine and a sextile, still positive. And when you have it sextiling Pluto, this is like in love or an obsession with art or something that's out of the box. And you're very bold and creative with it. Could be happening. There could be an investigation of love or intense love. But whatever it is out there and it's here for you to enjoy. You just have to actually do the work to do it. This makes me think something with finances too could be coming your way, but you have to actually do the work. So that is positive. I find that the Venus retrograde, a lot of the aspects seem very positive. They don't seem that negative. So it's more about your personal chart and see how it plays out on you. Now, on the 22nd, we have this Kazemi here. Yeah, in 2 degrees. This is dealing with finances of some sort, or money or food or the earth or what you deem valuable, or some luxuries or stability. It's also your voice too. Taurus represents the voice. But when you have the Kazemi, it symbolizes a moment of clarity or empowerment. This one, I think I have it in my dates, actually. Let me see. In my dates, this is March 22nd. This is an inferior conjunction. So inferior conjunction is when it's like the direction of the conjunction. So it's like the first, because it comes back, and it's basically like a reset. Okay. Now I think January 26th, in 2026, when it has a conjunction, that's more of the clarity. Okay. So this Kanzimi is more of a reset energy. More internal work is what you're going to get more with this one. Okay, so let me see. What else do we have? Where was I? The 22nd, the Kazemi. Oh, so it could be a reset of a relationship reset, a reset of your finances, reclaiming your self-worth, creative projects, or you being an independent leader. Mercury's still close, so we're doing a lot of talking. There's still social media involved. There's traveling or some type of announcements still hovering over there in a very confrontational way, okay? The current cycle is happening in Aries on the 23rd. Okay, so on the 23rd, in my notes here, we have this Aries. The morning star cycle. Okay. Okay. So on the 23rd, the Venus in the morning star is starting to get back and is going to go back into Pisces. The morning star phase of Venus retrograde cycle is associated with war. Okay. So usually this is a time of failure or leaders resigning. So let's see if that can happen, especially when we have this Aries energy. Yeah, or maybe there's a major accident or a major storm, okay? Especially when it gets back to Pisces. Now, this is right before the morning star, so it may not happen. Also, because we have this conjunction, there could be an uprising or a coup of some sort, okay? Now, also, too, something that was very interesting that we have that I find to be exciting is that we have a mini triangle happening here, and it's between Uranus. Where's my Uranus? It's between Uranus, Neptune, and also Pluto. Okay. All these planets here are starting to make like this mini triangle configuration. And the mini triangle lock really happens April 21st of 2025 when Uranus trines, when Uranus and Pluto will trine, and they come closer to an 8 degree orb, meaning that they're not, the space is 8 degrees. Okay. I hope I'm trying not to get too far into explaining things, but that is very exciting. I'm going to get into a little bit more in another video. But this is all happening all at the same time. So I wanted to throw that out to you guys. Now on the 25th, on Venus is going to enter Aries. It's going to be 0 degrees. This is really big. So mark this in your calendars. Okay. March 25th. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. Why is this huge? Because Venus reaches 0 degrees. It's retrograding. Okay. When Mars retrograded at 29 degrees, Mars in Cancer, okay, LA had the fires. It was huge, okay? Now, when Venus is retrograding at 0 degrees, it's a very pure degree and it's retrograding. And so we're going to get in its raw form. There's a fresh start. There's something pure. It's raw energy. It can highlight some lessons on independence, you being authentic, your self-empowerment in relationships, or something with finances, okay? So just know that that is very strong. Now, then we have the next day, not the next day, but then we have the 27th. Now, this is Venus retrograding in 29 degrees. This is a big one too. So the 25th and the 27th, be leery, okay? 29 degrees, it's a crisis. There's an urgency. There's a transition. There's a death. There's a change, okay? Venus retrogrades back into Pisces, and the energy is going to shift about emotions, healing, spirituality, forgiveness, compassion, illusions, self-love, all that of endings is all going to be a focus. Also healing, just raw emotions. And just know that these 2 dates are very, very important. Okay. Also too, we have it. What else do we have here? Revisits conjunctions with Neptune. Okay. And now it's back conjunct Neptune. So this is the second one. Remember, I told you there's two because it's repeating the steps. Now we're repeating this conjunction with Neptune. Also, too, I felt like the moon was involved here. The moon was involved. Oh, I see. The moon is involved. Somehow the moon moves very fast. So within this day, the moon is going to get closer here to this energy. And now you're talking about the emotions and you're talking about the people are involved, but you're talking about dependable energy, vulnerability, confusion, deception. I hate that this thing, my app with them notes always gets lost in the sauce. Could be love, could be sweet, could be endearing, but it's retrograding. So you're repeating this and you're redoing whatever happened on the 3rd of February. I think that's what I said, the 3rd of February. Now, April 5th, Pisces also represents music too. So get ready for all the artists, people who sing, all the creative people. There could be some issues here while it's retrograding in Pisces, while it's at 29 degrees in Pisces, especially a female singer. That could be a thing too. Okay. Now, Venus is going to conjunct Saturn and it's going to be at 25 degrees here. And you see Mercury still holding on. So there's announcements and talking. Okay. 25 degrees is Aries degree. You're talking about some karmic relationships, some emotional boundaries, some vulnerability, financial discipline, some challenges here. Anything that's dealing with love, relationships, harmony. There's a lesson or a challenge or restriction or limitation. Maybe there's spiritual or emotional growth. Maybe there's some patience or discipline that needs to happen when it comes to creativity, when it comes to compassion, when it comes to harmony and balance and love. Okay. Now it's going to trine Mars and the moon. Let me see. It's going to trine Mars. The Mars and Moon are conjunct here, and this energy here is going to trine that. I find that to be very amazing. Mars ruler at the time is the Moon, so this is very great positive energy. So I think April 5th, this conjunction of seriousness and reality and love is going to really work out to whatever you're trying to pursue, especially when it comes to the heart, especially when it comes to your family, your security, your mom, your home. Okay. Very positive, I find, that conjunction. It's going to be strong. Get ready for that. That is April 5th. Now, Venus is going to trine March 6th. Remember, I told you, I feel like it had some positive aspects. Oh, wait, what do I have here? I'm moving back. Venus trines Mars April 6th while it was retrograding. So it did do that before. This is the second one. And then the 22nd, it goes direct. Okay. Let me see. The 22nd is when it gets May 22nd, it will do it again and it will be direct. Now, let me see what else we have here. Neptune enters, okay, on the 30th. What am I doing? March 30th. I went too far back. Went too far back. Went too far back. Okay. Now, that was April 5th. Oh, I put April 5th too early. Now Neptune then enters Aries. Oh, I wanted to say that. That's what I have in my notes. See, so now Neptune, ooh, look at this, is conjunct 29 degrees. This is March 28th. And then there is an urgency here. I didn't explain that this conjunction is going to be really, really, really strong on the 28th. Okay. And then you have Neptune on the 30th will enter Aries. So this is a really big deal. And this could be cause some chaos, especially when it comes to the solar eclipse that is happening in Aries too. Okay. I hope I'm not saying too much. I hope it's not confusing. I am filming this before I eat breakfast because I really want to put this out here for you guys to know. But I will go detail weekly as we do this. Now, also April 12th, go back. To April 12th, I do want you to understand that Venus is going to go direct at 24 degrees. Okay. And now it's like, okay, we did it. Okay. And then it repeats all the steps again. Now, because it's got to go back all the way back to Aries when it hits 10 degrees. Okay. Advice for navigating Venus and Pisces. Embrace your intuition, take your time. It's all about redoing and reflecting. Things that you naturally attract is not going to happen. Okay, so you got to put in some work here. You remember, you want to set some boundaries, you want to focus on self-love, avoid any major decisions, any major commitment, and again, set clear and healthy boundaries. Practice forgiveness during this time and ground yourself in reality. A lot of loss in the sauce with illusions. We got Neptune involved, we got Saturn that brings positivity, but there's something strong that's going to happen March 30th. Okay. Ground yourself in reality, focus on healing, not escapism, and be wary of any false promises. Let me pull some cards here. Okay, so we're going to pull some tarot cards on all of us and what we have to experience while Venus is retrograding in Pisces and Aries. Okay, so overall for the collective, we have the Eight of Cups. People are not walking away from what no longer serves them while Venus is retrograding. A lot of heartbreak, but it's internal. Okay, be aware of that. Our people are breaking hearts. Just be aware of that. You have to release, you have to think about the energy that you are thinking and the words that you are saying that are coming out your mouth, because Mercury is involved with this conjunction. A lot of Venus, Mercury is just hovering. Now, you not walking away from what no longer serves you is a problem. Okay, you have to release things that God is saying this is not supposed to be meant to your house, for you to be holding on to. I'm trying to think, is there clinginess involved? There could be, maybe. Now we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, and the Ten of Swords. Oh, before that, we had the Eight of Cups in reverse. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, with Venus retrograding. Now we have the Ten of Swords. So there is a journey that needs to end. It is about to end with the Ten of Swords, and there's going to be new opportunities and a new journey happening, especially with the way you think about yourself and you think of others, because the sword energy represents thoughts and words and communication and logic and how you're processing information. At the same time, it's hurting you, it's backstabbing. Okay, and you could be getting that with that Venus in Aries and that Venus in Pisces. Okay, now let's talk about Venus in Aries, because Venus will be in Aries first while it's retrograding. We have the Magician in reverse. Okay, so when we have the Magician in reverse, there's a lot of manifestation, a lot of things you're supposed to be manifesting and you're not. Okay, and that could be that Mercury retrograding in Aries too, because this is the card of Mercury, the Magician. This is internal work too, a lot of internal, not a lot of external work, meaning there's a lot of feminine energy going on, processing things before you say them, things that you want to manifest, maybe put in the work before you actually try to produce the work. Like really take your time and slow down to really think like, okay, I really want to have this big party. Okay, so to have this big party, I'm not going to have it now. I'm just going to process the information on having the big party or launching this big product or creating whatever this is or being in this relationship. I'm not going to do any big energy externally. I'm just going to process the information. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to constantly pray about it and think about it. Okay. Now Venus, that's Venus in Aries retrograding. Now Venus in Pisces retrograding. We have the World. These are all internal I'm like seeing the cards are not all in reverse, promise you. But the world in reverse represents Saturn. And we do have that conjunction with Saturn, but it represents like Capricorn energy. So success, long-term energy, a completion of some sorts, and really putting in hard work. There's going to be a lot of internal hard work happening while Venus is retrograding in Pisces, okay? A lot of internal. So really go into that feminine energy, really process energy, do a lot of journaling, do a lot of praying, a lot of meditation, a lot of yoga, a lot of cleansing, a lot of baths, okay? Showers. That is what we have, okay? Now I'm going to pull some cards for each horoscopes, and then we will be moving on, okay? Okay, so for all my Aries, Venus retrograding in Pisces, we have the Justice card in reverse. The Justice cards in reverse is a lot of imbalance, and you got to work on your harmony. You may have creative blocks happening for you, okay? Also, is that Aries? Venus in Pisces, we have, oh, this is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Feeling like you are the victim will be happening. So be careful of what you're thinking in your head, or what you're putting in your head, or the words that you're saying, because you're not the victim. It is a blind, it's like you're blinded by what the reality is, okay? That is what I have for you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Taurus, Venus in Aries retrograding. We have the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins is lack of money, and you're not seeing your finances, or you think that you're going to lose money while it's in Aries retrograding. In Pisces, there's going to be some clarity for you, some new ideas, a new awareness of something, okay? So take your time, but it is about money, and it's about your thought process as well. All right, bye. Okay, Gemini's, Venus retrograding in Aries. We have the Tower card. So there's going to be disruption. You are you are leaning on a false structure. Don't depend on that. Also, it's about letting yourself free. Don't hold on tight to anything. You might be holding on tight to something. You need to release and let go. But this is chaos. This is disruption. It's okay. God is flipping something up to make something better. Okay. Now, when Venus is in a sign Aries retrograding, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a lot of internal work. You have to focus on the details. Do not override the details. This is you really leaving the town, leaving the chaos, leaving the city, and really seeking, working on internal and improving yourself internally. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye. Cancers, for the Venus in Aries, we have the King of Cups. This is your time to be the emotional mature one. People are going to go to you for advice. This is the time for compassion for others, helping others, healing others, spiritually being a leader for others. Now, when Venus is retrograding in Pisces, we have the Star card, and this is an Aquarius energy. So you need to think outside of the box. You need to help your community. You need to help your group, an organization of some sort. This is fighting for a cause too. So really helping people fight for a cause. Technology, future, science, astrology, all that is going to play a part for you in helping others and pouring knowledge into others. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leo, Venus is retrograding in Aries. We have the Six of Swords. There's going to be a transition for you. Pack light, do not bring a lot. You can hold on to the memories, but remember the lessons, okay, with this transition. Now, Venus retrograding in Pisces, we have the Queen of Cups. This is a lot of compassion. This is a lot of charity. Also tapping into your intuition and really using that and being intuitive to help and heal others. All right, I will see you next time. Bye. Virgos, now Venus is retrograding in Aries. You're going to have to defend for yourself, okay? There's a lot of haters. You're going to have to beat the haters. You're going to have to fight the haters. This could be dealing with friendships or relationships. Now, when Venus is in the sign, retrograding in the sign Pisces, we have the Hangman, and we have it in reverse. This is someone who is not really seeking spirituality and not doing the internal work. This is someone who's actually scared and tapping into that unknown energy of spiritual and healing and the things that are unknown. It's like, I don't want to be in solitude. I just want to constantly party with others. Try not to be a dependent. You want to be enlightened, okay? And you want it to show into others, but how do you do that? You have to work on yourself, okay? That's what I have. I'll see you next time. Okay, Libras, Venus retrograding in Aries, we have the Death card. So this normally means a transition, and there's an internal transition happening for you, a rebirth of some sort, and it is very internal within, okay? Now, Venus retrograding in the sign Pisces, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So Pisces is usually the Three of Cups is, I mean, Three of Coins is usually the energy of having some support. You're going to feel alone while Venus is in Pisces, but it's okay. Seek solitude and learn about yourself and learn to love yourself. Okay. It will probably bring harmony for yourself. All right. See you next time. Bye. Scorpios, Venus retrograding in Aries is all about doing charity and working with others, or thinking of something. Yeah, no, giving to others and bringing balance with the give and take. So if someone gives, you need to take. If someone takes, you need to give. Okay, bring balance into that. Now, when Venus is retrograding in Pisces, we have the Temperance. You need to practice moderation. You need to be very optimistic. You need to practice faith. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye. Sagittarius, Venus retrograding in the sign Aries, we have the Emperor card. Oh, it's all about being a boss. It's about being a leader. It's starting something bold and new while Venus is retrograding in Aries. While Venus is retrograding in Pisces, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of progression, okay? Yeah, you're going to be tapped into that spirituality. You're going to be very motivated. Take your time. Remember to reflect and redo and repeat, and everything's going to work out for you guys, all right? I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Capricorns, Venus is retrograding in the sign Aries for you. We have the Princess disc here, and this is the card that is representing starting the finances and starting to think about your health and your physical body, Capricorn energy. So just start that. Really think about long-term energy and really take your time and move slow and study it. Okay. Now, Venus retrograding in the sign Pisces, we have some loss here. We have some grief here. Pisces does represent an ending, a closure of some sort. So you could be feeling confused. You're going to be very emotional. You're going to be very sensitive. But this could be an ending of something that needs to be cleansed out of your life. Okay. So look at this more of a positive energy. Capricorn, you're very serious. But be very logical. Be practical, because that is your gift, right? At the same time, there's emotions because there is grief. You're also focusing more on what you lost and not what you have. So you want to do that while you have Venus retrograding in Pisces. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Aquarius. Venus retrograding in Aries. We have the Six of Wands in a reverse. Usually this is someone who's on stage and everyone see it, but you're on stage and no one sees it. Just pat yourself on the back and acknowledge your gifts and your talents, because it's all internal. While Venus is retrograding in Pisces, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is more of like there's life cycles, there's mutable energy. Maybe it's too mutable, maybe it's too chaotic. Be aware of the chaos. Like usually it's like you're used to this life cycle, or karma comes back, your karma isn't coming back. But do know that we are retrograding. You need to practice patience. And on top of that card, we have the Four of Swords. You need to rest, but it's almost like it doesn't want you to rest. Speak your truth, but remember to reflect and redo. Also think internally, write down things before you say them. Okay, just speak very slowly, Aquarius. All right, communicate across all boards. Double check before you communicate. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, Pisces, Venus is retrograding in the sign Aries, and it usually represents like marriage and stableness, or and that's out of whack for you. Or maybe you need to focus more on internal or the self, having some stability, and yeah, and celebrate yourself. Okay, that is fine. Now, when Venus is retrograding in your sign Pisces, we have the Lovers in reverse, and usually this is about alignment with others, but now you need to be aligned with your true values and your true self. You're not following your true alignment. You're not focused on your true values, not focused on your what makes you happy, what brings you balance. And that is what the Venus retrograde is going to bring into your life. Okay. Yes, that is what I have. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. I will see you guys next time. Bye.